In the world of ancient Greece, sculptures, writings, and architecture are a highlight of their design and culture. These designs and writings were typically about stories of the gods and heroes of ancient Greece. These sculptures and texts are important to modern scholars because they give insights into what ancient Greek society believed in and how they lived their lives. A major theme in ancient Greek society is how the gods and mortals unjustly treated each other. In many cases, the gods would punish each other, or the gods would punish mortals for any slight inconvenience. One of the first examples of unjust treatment is seen between Zeus, Aphrodite, and Hera in the Homeric hymn to Aphrodite. The Homeric hymn to Aphrodite is about Aphrodite's power to compel men and force them into sexual relationships with people they do not particularly love. The hymn starts with an explanation of who Aphrodite has the power to compel. The text states, "Even the heart of Zeus, who delights in thunder, is led astray by her. Though he is greatest of all and has the lot of highest majesty, she beguiles even his wise heart whensoever she pleases, and mates him with mortal women, unknown to Hera, his sister, and his wife." In this one small portion of the hymn, there are many examples of individuals who are treated poorly. Zeus is the most obvious because he was tricked or lured into betraying his marriage. Meanwhile, Hera was also a victim because her husband was seduced and used without her knowledge. Aphrodite took control of Zeus and forced him to have sexual relations with multiple mortals against his will and against his marriage. The story of Aphrodite and Zeus is a great example of how one god will unjustly treat another god. The second example of unjust treatment can be seen between Zeus and a mortal named Ganymede. This terracotta statue gives a visual representation of an ancient story told throughout time. This statue depicts Zeus taking a young boy named Ganymede from his home. This particular statue dates to around 480 BCE and is now found at the Archaeological Museum of Olympia. The statue was found at the city of Olympia in 1878. It would most likely have been used as an architectural ornament that would have been mounted on an apex or corner of a pediment of a classical Greek building. This particular statue, with its size and detail, would most likely have been placed on one of the many treasuries at Olympia. This statue depicts the story of Zeus taking Ganymede away from the mortals just because Zeus liked the beauty of Ganymede. Ganymede was then forced to be the eternal wine bearer for the gods. From this, we can see that the gods had no sympathy for the wants of all the humans, showing that the gods were very unjust and selfish. We can also conclude that the practice of being unjust was not only done by the low-level or rebellious gods. Even though Zeus is king of the gods, he is not a good example to others. Another example of unfair treatment to the wrong person is when Hera turns Io into a cow for sleeping with Zeus. This story is seen in the story of Prometheus Bound, written by Aeschylus. Io did not choose to sleep with Zeus. It's not like you can refuse a god. This ancient text explains how Hera became jealous and sent a gadfly to follow Io for a long period of time. The gadfly following Io was so cruel that Io even contemplated death. Io says, "Why did I not hurl myself straight away from this rugged rock, so that I was dashed to the earth and freed from all of my sufferings? It is better to die once and for all than to linger out all my days in misery." Io was forced into intimacy with Zeus and in return was cursed by Hera for many years. The gods treated Io with cruelty along with many other mortals. The final example of unjust treatment is when Poseidon rapes Medusa in Athena's temple. Medusa was once a beautiful young woman who was admired by many, including Poseidon himself. One day, Poseidon decided to chase her because he wanted to have intercourse with the beautiful young lady. In response to Poseidon's actions, Medusa fled to Athena's temple in hopes of finding protection. However, Athena allows Poseidon to rape Medusa. Athena then curses Medusa with ugliness, the power to turn men to stone, snakes for hair, and banishment due to Medusa's disgracing in her temple. From that day on, people tried to hunt Medusa down because she was seen as a monster. Eventually, Perseus, a great hero, is tasked with killing her and retrieving her head because even her head chopped off still held the powers to turn men to stone. The story of Perseus hunting down Medusa is seen on this black figure Kythos. This particular vase originated between 510 and 500 BCE and is now found in the J. Paul Getty Museum in Malibu, California. Medusa was unjustly punished by Athena with multiple curses when all Medusa wanted was protection. Medusa was also unjustly treated by Poseidon. Poseidon's actions caused Medusa to lose her mortal life, her human life, and forced her to become a monster that is eventually hunted and killed. In all of the stories, at least one, if not many, of the people are mistreated for no reason at all. Greek religion is a center point of an unfair society that leads into many modern day situations where life is just not fair.